Hello guys, I'm back for another video. I know I said I was going to film a fortnightly, so I'm going to do 2 videos a week. Well, I'm going to try. So I'm going to do one update video and one stitch with me. So today's I'm going to do the stitch with me. I am stitching Bands of Variation. There's only a front cover, but I'm on part 3 now. But I only printed the parts off, that's fine. Right. Find a piece of paper. Watch out. Sorry, so I can see the chart, but you can just checking. Right. But if I flip it over, you're going to see it. Trying to think where to put my chart. A bit of blue tack, and then I can stick it to my wall. So that I shouldn't blue tack things to the wall, but I do. Right. Checking you can't see it. We have a drink. So this one I'm using 245, 250. No, I'm using 4250, 412, 420, 4211 and 4237, and I think that's the colour I need first. Yeah. Find the colour chart. I'm not organised this morning. Go. And then this tells me the colours, so I chose Bold Brights. Right. So I need C4250. So with this one, I usually do my when I stitch, say 2 strands, I usually use 1 strand folded over. But with it being like variation, I can't do that. So I use 2 strands, the same length as what I would use. No, it's longer than what I would use if I folded them over. But you just cut. Just pull one and then pull number 2. My first tube the other day I filmed with my iPad, and this time I'm using my phone. If my phone knocks, it's because I've got it in a pot with some pens, because I don't have a tripod. After my holiday I think I'm going to get a tripod. hang on a minute. There, try it. Just pick. If you hear that squeaking, ow! I've just knocked something. It's my computer chair. So I've got a cup of tea and we will begin stitching. So I've just found a tag. And I'm going to do, it's called Year in Review. And it's been 2 years since I started doing cross stitching full time, because I was dipping in and out, which I think I mentioned it on my update video. Right, so there are 50 questions, because I can't do a year in review unless you know what I said last year, do I? Yeah, I can take this off charge. Find somewhere to put my iPad now that I can see it. That's that. Let's begin. Let's get the just move that back. Like that. Just so I can get there, I moved here. Bring it forward. Hopefully you can still see that. I just nearly dropped my scissors. Right, so the first question is favourite and least whip. So my favourite whip at the moment has to be the Linen and Threads, the Peacock one, because I'm doing it 1/1 and it is coming together so quickly. And the progression on it is, so I can take a photo Let me just look what. And so I could do, say, a block of stitches. And then I didn't realize she'd come out. Let's move this. That's better. Better. Let me just see if it'd be better if I get rid of this. Let's lower camera. Oops! And the camera's just dropped. Hopefully this will be better. And everything's going to fall. No? And my least favourite has to be Christmas at Home by, did I show that one last? Christmas at Home by, I think it's, well, I bought it from Lakeside Needlecrafts, but I think it's designed by Doreen Jones. It's just, I don't dislike the chart and all that, it's the fabric. Because I did it on 28 count even weave, but the fabric, I don't cut my fabric till I've finished doing. Hopefully that's better. You can, yeah, that's better. I don't. I don't cut the fabric until I've finished it, because I don't like this, because my fabric, the edges are all sewn with a machine, and I don't own a sewing machine to be able to do the edges myself. So, question 2. Favourite finish. So, my favourite finish is the penguin one that I showed you on my finishes. My least finish. I like the penguins, that's my favourite, because it's the first one that I finished that wasn't a kit, so I kitted it up myself. I got the fabric and all the floss for it. Even though I was a model stitcher for her, I still got it finished in the time frame she asked. It only took me from start to finish about 2 days to complete it. Oops, we've got a knot. which I was happy with that. One, I don't normally do it like this, but there's big jumps. I do one row at a time, but there's big jumps from the top row that I've just done. So my least favourite whip has my face. Sorry, let me get the question right. My least favourite finish has to be the seahorse one that I showed you by. I always get the name wrong. I don't know who's it designed by, but whoever it's designed by, it's just that I changed the colour and I didn't realise that I wasn't undoing it all, so I just finished it. That's the only reason I don't like it, because I didn't do the black, so it's my fault, but I wasn't redoing it all. So, question number 3. Question 3 is FFRs. And I haven't got any because I haven't framed any of mine yet, but that is my aim. So once the ones I finish that I showed you, once I fully finish them, I will show you them again, either in the frames or whatever I decide to do with them. So question 4, new starts. I'm just going to talk about rather than favourite / least favourites. So, new starts this week. I've had 2 new starts, which I will show you in my... I've got a video coming on Monday, so I'm going to film on Mondays for the time being, because nobody's in the house on a Monday. In the daytime, should I say. So I've got 2 of my favourite, well, the one I like the most, because the most I can see where I started, and where I finished would be the camper van. The only thing I don't like about that one is there are a few half stitches, and when you look at it, not half stitches, there's the full stitches, but rather than using 2 strands you're using 1 strand, and it just don't look right, so I might have to come back in and alter it. Because when the rest, other than this section, is all around it is 2 strands, it looks strange. Just have a drink. I'll just go with it for now. It'll look good when it's finished, it's just it doesn't look right. It wouldn't be so bad if it was 2 strands, say half stitches, but the full stitches but 1 strand and all around it. But I'll explain that in my video on Monday, which you might see on Tuesday. Depends when I get it uploaded. Right, question. Question 5, tools. My favourite tool has to be my scissors. They're only from what I call a craft store in the UK. So they're from Boises in the UK. And I think I only paid £1.50 and I've got 2 pairs. I've got one I always keep on my desk, and then I've got one in like a case. Similar to... I've lost one. Hang on. Similar to one of these, but bigger, that I keep my needles in. But it's a bigger box. I keep a pair of scissors in there. I keep spare needles. I keep a spare needle minder. What else do I keep? I also have a tape measure in there. I haven't got the tape measure, but usually the tape measure is here to measure my fabric. Yeah. I also keep some, like a threader. So if I'm struggling to thread and I've tried a few times and I've cut the edge off, it's still not working, I'll put my needle on it and then put my thread and then lift the needle up. So needle, I don't know what you call one, needle threader. Question, let's see what number we're on. Question 6, techniques. Right, so I've said I use one strand, I do the loop method. Let me show you on the next one. Tangled. So I go left bottom corner to top right. Then I go bottom right. And it does that. So I do bottom right to top left. That's how I do my stitches. So when it does like tangling, I just drop the needle. Sorry, and then I lift the needle back up. I don't think they get tangled that way. No. There's a... It's not even there, it's a... This is... I don't... Mac is very... There's 2. So if my camera's blurry, I don't know what it's doing, my phone. I keep tapping on it and... Yes. That's... So that was techniques. Materials. Right. So, I use either... My fabric is either 14 count Aida, 28 count even weave. I have started venturing out to 16 count Aida, which I'm doing my heaven and earth design on. But other than that, they're mostly 14 count. So I'm slowly getting there. I buy all my fabric hand dyed. Yeah, it's more expensive than if I buy it and dye it myself. I want to try tea dyeing, because there is a chart hanging about somewhere on the desk that I want to do, but I want them all to be tea dyed. Oh, my phone's going flat. Let me see if I can put on charge. Still have it in the pot. Hang on. We're going there. So that's that. Oh, let me back. So you can see all the details there. No, wrong one. I've got my iPad charger down here. Oh, that's why. And my phone charger. Let's see if we... Hooray, we're in. For the moment. Just go that way a minute. Right. Done materials. And all my SKU snaps have covers. I think I took them to that end. Yeah. Yeah, I bought 2 more yesterday. Well, I bought 2 more. They got delivered yesterday by post. Because this one needs washing because it's got a mark where I leaked the pen. And the pen leaked over it. But it didn't leak onto my fabrics. I checked the fabric 3 times just to make sure. Let's have a drink. Right. Question 8. Patterns released of of 2016. So the WAF of 16 would be I think. No, I don't know. I can't think top of my head when mine was released. So how many? So this is how many? Right. Whips at whips at the start of the year. So start of 2018, I had probably 21 new starts. The whips at the end of the year, I would have had. Well, I've got now is 32. I counted last night. 32 whips. But I think I've got 34, so I started 2 yesterday. This week. Starts during the year. So 2018, I think I would have had. I think I would have had 8 new starts. Because I see stuff on Facebook of people, you know, on Instagram people, I think, oh, that's nice, I could do that one. And then I get hooked. And I don't just look on there, I was looking on it, see yesterday, and I was saving stuff that I want to do. When I've got some money, I can buy a chart. For the time being, I'm not buying any more fabric. No, I've gone wrong. I've gone wrong. Well, I can alter it, I just need to change this one. Finishes during 2018 1, which would be my, I'll just put this, would be my penguin one. I was finished during 2000 January. It would have been finished. I had a look on Instagram and that's when that one was finished. End of January. So I've been one finishing 2018. It's bad. Put it here so I can see the questions. But you can still see this. So that was there. Maybe I should have printed it out. Done. So FFOs, none. I've got no FFOs. UFOs temporary. So my UFO at the moment is, because I've lost the chart, wasn't my fault, is I'm going to show you my video, but it is a Teddy Bear's Picnic one. The chart was made in, I think I looked the other day, 1992, and I just can't find the chart, what I've done with it. I put it somewhere safe, and I just can't find it. UFOs permanently. There's only one, which I said is temporary till I find this. So, question 16. How many full coverage pages completed? None, because I've only just started and I've only got probably about 80 stitches on it done. So I haven't got any pages completed for full coverage ones. First, so my first start would have been fantasy. That was my first start. And that could have been 2016. And my last finish would be Are We There Yet by Buffer Threads. So that's my last finish. Last start. So my first finish would be the teddy bear card that I showed you in my last video, and then my last finish would have been the penguin. So number 19, recent purchase, would be Grime Guards, which I got 2, which I will show you in my next video because I've not got them near me and I'm not going to look for them. They're at the other side of the bedroom, but I'm not going at the other side of the bedroom to get them. Right, recent starting. So, recent starting, what it means by that. So what I would say, my recent start would be recent starting to let me think. recent start would be my recent start in which would be, are we there yet? Yeah. So, number 21, recent stopping. So, I've recently stopped winding floss onto bobbins because they get tangled and things like that. And you have to wind them up. You have to wind them when you've cut a bit and you've got your thread, then you have to wind it back on the bobbin before you can start stitching. With how I do it now, they are cut to a length, and then that length, so they're cut to a length. You can't see my hands in the way. See, I cut them to a length. Yeah, these was wound on bobbins, but they are dropping now. Can tell they're dropping. And then what I do is pull the 6 length, like I would pull that off the card, pull 2 strands because it's one strand, put it back on the card, and then I've got a hook where I sit and stitch that I hook it on, and then they're easy to get to. You're not searching a bag or a box looking for them. You just find the colour, you turn them over, but they're in number order, so I know if I want, I don't know, say 701, I'm at 535. I know I can turn a couple and it's probably there. Or I'll look for the 7s in, rather than looking for a box, which, yeah, there was in order, but not always. So I'm not participating in Stitch Mania this year due to me not having the time to kit things up because I'm away. Hang on, I've got a knot. I've got a knot, look. There. I might have to. Due to me not having the time to kit things up, etc. I'm just going to put this back through, cut it off, trim it, and then start again. That's where it will should be alright. So maybe next year. Or I might decide after my holiday. I've got a good job, you know, if I get a new good job and I've got money I can buy stuff with, then I might say, oh actually I will. Because I've got enough charts and things, it's just kitting the charts up. I've got, you know, missing floss or things like that. But if I was doing it, I would do 31 days. I would do a new start each day, which would bring my whips up to 60 odd. But if I did little whips, but then again I could do, what how many I've got here, new starts. I've got one handy somewhere. Where did I have one? I could do these ones, so that would class as 2 new starts. So I might look at it, I might decide, actually, I've got enough kits. But I'm going to ask in Stitch Mania later on if they would class that as 1 or 2 new starts. And then just buy things that, you know, maybe put a few charts in. So I've got plenty of magazine charts because I had a look through yesterday and I was pulling ones that I want to stitch out. Right, so that's not bad. So new to you tools. So the new to me tools would have to be, for 2018, would have to have been my scissor fobs, which unfortunately they broke on me. I dropped them, which was my own fault. I dropped them on my floor in the bedroom where I'm sat now, and I've got like wooden floor under the desk. I dropped them on there from my desk. I just knocked them off the desk and the tail broke because I had a, but I think I've found them now. Yeah, so I'm off to get some more, which was sad. I was upset about that. Right, so new to you. I keep moving to technique slash stitch. So the new stitch to me would have to be technique slash new technique would have to be, I've always done two lengths of thread. So this past year I've done a loop start, so that would be my new. Well, you fold it in half and you fabric, don't put it all the way through, push, so that's your end of your fabric. You would push that through to there, you would turn it over, put your needle through the loop and then pull, and then you would go gently with that one like so, and so you don't pull it out. Sometimes I've pulled it out, and do your stitch like that. I'm usually quicker than this, but talking makes me slower when I'm talking. Oh, this one is a slow one because you're doing one by one rather than a row of stitches then coming back. Right, so that's new technique. So, new designer to me would have to have been. Trying to think. It would have to be Linen and Thread, the free one off the. Because I've never stitched them until somebody I saw on Facebook, somebody put that one, and I googled it and I thought, wow, I never thought about that one. And because it's a peacock, I was going to say penguin, I had to start it, and I like that. It's a free chart. I'd already got the fabric, I was just having to choose the floss, which I ordered another 6 more of that one. But when they've come, and people say about getting them all the same, using the same one, the dye isn't no different. Doesn't look much, well, there could be a slight difference, but not a noticeable difference. Which I had one round on bobbin and one without, and then it's dropped. And for that one I'm using 1 strand of floss, 1/1 on 28 count, which at the beginning I thought it's small, but when you look at it now it's taking shape, it's not. Right, let's unlock. Favourite fabric would still have to be 14 count Aida. Just one I go for all the time because I stitch on it. The holes, I'm not struggling to see the holes. I'm not. I can. Tea's gone cold. I like a cup of tea when it's hot, hot. As Mum always said, I've got asbestos mouth with my drinks. Oh, I made a cold drink, but I didn't bring it upstairs. Silly me. Right, let me just. Right. So, favourite thread would have to be DMC. I always go for DMC. So, like, I've got some different, like, hand dyed. So I want to do a penguin. Not even there. Oh, it should be. So, favourite ventures. Well, in the UK we're limited. I do order my needles from Swiss off Etsy, and she is from, I want to say Switzerland, and the postage from Switzerland to the UK is quite cheap. It is cheap, and I buy, you know, 100 of each 24s and 20. What do I get? 24s and 20. Just have a look in my pot and I'll tell you. Okay. So 24, 24. What's that one? 26s. So I got 24s and 26s at first at 50 just to see what they're like. But now I get 100 of each. So I've got 100. I don't think I've ordered 126s. No, I didn't. I just, because she didn't have any in stock when I ordered them, and I want waiting. So I'm looking. I don't really watch. I've got quite a few favourite channels. Top of my head. I'm trying to think of one that I've been going to. There's a few this week that I knew that I've discovered that I think a channel who I've watched, she's only uploaded 5 or so videos, some 4 or 5, and it's a stitching bug, and I've been watching all her videos. I've been trying to catch up because I haven't been watching FlossTube for about 3 months with work and not having time. And the other one has to be, I can't think what they're called. But on my floss tube, what I'll do, my update on Monday, is I'll talk about them. I'll talk about a few ones that I've been watching this week. Right. So, what did you learn this year? This year I learned how to measure fabric and how that needs a 3-inch border, so you can each border. I know I've only done 31 questions, but I've been filming for, how long's the video? Nearly an hour, or nearly 51 minutes, 52 minutes. So I'm going to leave it there. I've done quite well in an hour. It usually takes me 3 hours to do about 200, well, when I'm not talking, when I'm stitching and I've got the chart. When I'm doing one, you know, not the hand-dyed floss, chose this for an extra credit for Magical Stitches, which I will talk about what I've done this week on Magical Stitches. I know in my update I briefly talked about it, that I was in there, and there's another group that I've joined that I'll mention them and I'll get all the details of what I've done and how many stitches I've done on each project I've started doing, and how much. Well, I'm trying to, what I was doing is counting how many stitches are in the total stitches and counting how far we are, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do it as, you know, say there's 12 charts, so then I'd put 12 and we've completed, say 2 or 2.5, something like that, and it'd give me a percentage of what, and then I will see. That's how I'm going to do it from now on. So I will see you all on Monday with a floss tube, and I will be filming in a different place. So I will see you all on Monday for my update. I think I've just said that twice. So thanks for watching. Please like and comment below, and I will be answering your comments this week. And any questions leave below. Thank you. Bye.